goes. Hi there. My name is Mike Sutton, otherwise known as Lightning Boy Snook, and I'm going to talk about the first My Multiverse project. It's called the SL2MV content pipeline. What it is it's really a set of integrated programs that will take static 3D models from Second Life and get them over into Multiverse. As part of this process, it creates a DAE model, a Collada model, that can be imported to most 3D modeling tools such as 3D Max, Maya, and Blender. So you can go ahead and fix up your model. It also creates the Ogre 3D mesh and material files for Multiverse, creates the texture files for Multiverse, and then goes ahead and imports all three of those, the mesh, materials, and textures, into the world repository in Multiverse. So really it starts out with going ahead. I've got a Linden script that goes ahead and gets the data inside of displays a model, and then it goes ahead and calls GL intercept and ogle program, which I modified. It goes ahead and has a Python Blender script that goes ahead and creates a Blender file, and then goes ahead and exports it to Collada, and finally a set of keyboard macros that go ahead and get into the Multiverse package. Here I am in Second Life, sitting in my porch, and I'm going to be going ahead and what I do is I have a little box here that actually contains a program in the script, which I drop various models into, and it goes ahead and loops through those models and displays them. You'll see them here in a second. Go ahead and I sat down on that, and it goes ahead and takes me up into outer space to get me away from all the other clutter of all the other models, and goes ahead and displays the first model. Then it goes ahead and also sets settings inside of Second Life to go ahead and get rid of the background type things. And then it begins a process. It actually starts the GL intercept program and then the extractor that builds the wavefront OBJ file. And I had to go ahead and modify that to get that to work, but it works pretty well. Goes ahead, I have to go type some kind of name into it right now. I'm going to go ahead and name this file. And after that, it goes ahead and runs. The heavy lifting is done by the Python Blender script. It goes ahead and just ran there. It goes ahead and converts the model from the raw data coming from the GL intercept and ogle. It's already gone ahead and converted everything, ran conversion tool, and right now it's going ahead and I slowed this down for you so you can see a little bit of the typing that goes on with my macro. Have a slight delay between each one, otherwise it runs even quite a bit faster than this. Anyway, I go ahead and create the mesh file. I create the materials file. Think about the materials file, about all these kind of things. I'm going ahead and I'm going to have these as separate components. So, if I have a DAE file or any other kind of model, I can reuse these pieces to go get them inside of a Multiverse. Unfortunately, the asset importer doesn't allow you these kinds of things. Here I am going ahead and selecting the textures I want with my keyboard macro. And it goes ahead and cycles through those, gets those textures loaded, and then it runs a bunch of batch files after this. It go ahead and cleans up some files, gets some files in the right place. It's going to go ahead and right now it's going to actually clean up the material file because I used actual hard-coded path names there rather than relative names. And here's a kind of an example of that, the keyboard macro that does that. It's going to go ahead and bring it in and just change the names. You can see there's a long names with a path name. It goes ahead and just changes it to a unique name associated with the model. Quite a bit of programming went into this. It took me about 3 weeks. And the toughest part, like I said, by far was Python. I had to go modify the DA or a couple of the standard Python import-export utilities. So we'll see if this has really worked at all for me. So I'll go ahead and look at, get into the world viewer, since it should have imported into that repository. And if you remember, you probably forgot from way back when, it was actually a little hippie car that I was bringing in. So I'll get into my world. I have a little world called Mojo World. That's the beginning of a world called My Multiverse. Here's an actual picture of Dorothy, who was my first avatar I brought in from Second Life, and the witch that was following her. And go ahead and it goes ahead and imports the file here. This is just nothing more than the regular world view. I just wanted to show you guys that it actually worked. If I stick it down there, I have to go ahead and do some things to resize it. I can probably automate that as well. I did change the size already inside of Blender. I just didn't get it quite to the size that I wanted, so I just resize it here in my world viewer. It makes it easier. And there you go. Here we're going to have position a little bit. It's a little underneath the ground. And here you got it. It's my hippie mobile inside of Multiverse. This is the alpha version of the piece of software. I'll be soliciting for some help for testing this in the next few weeks. All right, thank you.